it may even take you 4. You know, I titled this, it may take 2 months for you to find your regimen. Dude, it could take 6 months. You know, it depends on what you're doing and what you're trying to work on. Like, I have seen regimen formulation take a long time. I've seen certain regimen formulation take a long time, and partially that's because you're, you know, I guess in most cases you're dialing doses in on something. You know, but in other cases, I mean, you have to wait for blood work for certain things, right, to try to figure out, you know, exactly what's happening. I mean, if you have like I don't know, sky high prolactin, but you've like, your issue initially was libido and EQ, and then you tried to, you know, execute some effective testosterone protocol, and that didn't work, and then you ended up finally getting blood work, which you probably should have done from the beginning, and then you see your prolactin is like 50 plus, God forbid 200 plus nanograms per deciliter on, you know, prolactin. It's like, what, we have a prolactinoma or something? Like, what the hell's going on there? Like, then you gotta figure out which route you're going to go, whether it's cabergoline or bromocriptine. Those are the typical options, or like P5P or something. It's like, regimens take time to figure out, right? On the nootropic side, usually your strategy should be to have well, between 10 and 20 initially nootropic stacks that are somewhat targeted to what you're trying to achieve: dopamine enhancement, acetylcholine enhancement, both, switching between those two, and then, you know, working at further adjusting or perfecting those stacks over time based on your feedback, which then drives, you know, dose changes and things like that. And, you know, that could take, I mean, as I usually say, a month and a half to 2 months to get a good solid amount of stacks situated for you, and then you kind of work on top of that. Did a bug just land on my head for real? While showing from there? I think a bee or something just you guys caught it. So what was that? So that's just the way that it is. And I mean, I just want to caution people against, or say to folks, like, and I've said this before, like, don't be impatient in the process of like executing protocols and trying to figure out the protocol that works for you. A lot of folks do, I just want a stable protocol. Like, it's not how it works necessarily, you know? It's not always how it works. And, like, you know, I mean, it's depending on what you're trying to address. A stable protocol may take you 3, 4 months, 5 months more, you know, or in that time frame to achieve. And, like, I know, I personally, I've seen in the consulting business around this, people give up for sure. I mean, I've had guys go in with me on a PSSD consult. This takes minimally 6 months to fix sexual side effects from SSRIs, usually more. And after 2 months, guys drop out because they're impatient about the process, just want a protocol that works. Did some research, want to try something else. Like, no question, those guys are still suffering. It's just, people get crazy, dude. They get impatient. And, you know, the answer isn't as simple as pop a pill and get a response. It's not as simple as have this regimen and there you go. Like, you can figure it out in a week or 2 weeks. Some regimens take a lot longer, and people have to recognize that when you're working on larger scale issues with your physiology. Yeah, maybe you can get it done sooner. Maybe you'll get it done in 2 weeks. You know, maybe you'll have a regimen situated in 2 weeks. Maybe your regimen is going to take a month. Maybe your regimen is going to take, you know, 2 months. Or maybe it's going to take the entire 3 or 4 or something like substantial like that. And you got to be willing to put the work in, man. And stop being fucking impatient about it. You know, continue the experimentation, continue the research. Don't give up. Make it your life. Focus on your life otherwise, whatever needs to happen. But I go into phases with regimens with myself, and especially with clients, where, like, it's all I focus on, dude. It's how it works. It's the work, by the way, that MDs are not willing to do. Just wanted to put that out there. Thanks for watching. Hope that makes sense. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Go to livecortex.com, pick up some product. Torque, our nootropic stack, very powerful for motivation, energy, verbal fluency, the drive to work. Cortex, the same. Both of them together, now you've got a limitless stack. Get that stuff at livecortex.com. If you need to book me for consulting to help you figure your regimen out, do that at livecortex.com. It is what I do. It's what I do. It is my life, and it's, you know, how I've gleaned a lot of these distinctions. Anyway, hope that makes sense. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.